Alright, so here we are, everyone.
Alright.
I'm here with Wolfie.
Hello.
Wolfie, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. A little bit tired, but I'm okay.
It's better than not okay.
I'm good enough. I'm pretty okay.
We'll work with that. That's fine. You can make that work.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so what have you got for us today?
Alright, so today I'm doing defeat the elements. But also lots of fun ones as well. So should be good.
Sounds like a good watch.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll let you take it away, man. Good luck. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. Alright. So, yeah, as I said, okay, well, first of all, like, shout out to Bootstrap, because that run was, like, amazing. I only caught the end of it, but, like, damn, that's gonna be hard to follow. But I'll try. So this is Defeat the Robot. It's a game in a 60 FPS engine. You can dash and stomp and moonwalk, so all of the best features. The only downside with this engine is that you fall a lot faster, which is kind of a problem in some parts, but we'll get to that. I'll try and explain as much as I can as I go. For the most part, there's a lot of enemies in the stages. These guys are notorious because they go off a global cycle and fire off these little blue bursts, like, on a global timer. So I've sort of found strats to, like, time myself so they don't, like, give me. We'll see how well that goes. There's also a number of bosses in the game, a lot of which, well, there's one boss that I'm really, really worried about. And that's actually relatively early on because it's a hidden boss. If that goes well, then great. If not, then damn it. But we'll see. So there's 5 stages and 8 bosses, I think? Or 7? There's a lot of bosses in this game. So for this stage, I guess the gimmick is that all of the walls are actually vines, and you can jump on them and treat them as normal vines. And you also always get your double jump back as soon as you've jumped on it, so you don't need to, like, hold down jump. So this engine would work pretty not well for, like, Crimson Needle. Seeing as how the whole keep your double jump mechanic would be kind of out the window. There's also ladders, because any good adventure game needs some ladders. Right? I think so, at least. Although I didn't actually know that the walls refresh your double jump for a long time. I don't think I found out first playthrough. Okay. Took me at least a couple before I noticed. Or I just forgot. That's also a possibility. I did leave my boing on. Use it responsibly. So you can go a lot faster in certain aspects by stomping and dashing. And the game crashed. Alright. Alright, well, that's... Alright, give me a moment. I was hoping that wouldn't happen immediately, but right, bear with me. Alright, we'll do this again. The game is honestly kind of buggy. Although I will say, it's never crashed there before. Okay, it didn't this time. There's like 2 parts in the game where it does tend to crash, but ever since I came back to running this to practice for FM, it hasn't crashed. Until now, because... obviously. Good times, good times. Anyway, we're almost at the end of the stage. All the stages are like 3 screens long, but the screens are generally pretty big. And we're on the 3rd one now. There is a skip you can do there where you go to do like a weird spike corner thing, but the formation is so weird and the spike shape is so irregular that I don't bother doing it. It's like not consistent enough. No, it was a few days ago. So no. Alright, so boss number 1. The 2nd easiest boss in the game. This little rascal. As the name of the game might suggest, every boss is a robot in some form. I don't know what this guy is from. If anybody knows, feel free to let me know. Increase my knowledge of this game. So you can't hit him, you just gotta like kind of wait around for a bit. You know, a classic kind of boss phase. And then nothing changes in phase 2. Just the same attacks. Alright. First try, oh my god. I don't believe it. No, I do, it's an easy boss, but... I actually saved a second on my PB, so I'm not quite sure what went wrong there, but... Regardless. So this stage, I actually don't know what the gimmick is. In fact, come to think of it, I'm not sure any stage has a gimmick other than the first one. Well, that's not true, one of them has a gravity flipping gimmick. I guess this just has... things. So for this part, you just kind of stand in the corner. It's patterned, thankfully. And then you just go up here. And then you do that, and then you jump up here. I should write reviews. This. So like all of the stages, like I said, it's 3 screens long. All screens are kind of long. Got a global cycle for that guy so he doesn't give me, and again here I wait a moment. If you don't wait there, then that little scamp bamboozles you like instantly. As soon as you go in. Which is bad. No. No, man. Alright, acceptable. Adequate. Yeah, a lot of the time you'll see me shooting enemies just to bring them forward. I'm not actually trying to kill them a lot of the time, depending on what it is. I'll just be trying to manipulate its movement so I can, like, move forward faster. Which really only works for the blue guys. Like, the patrolling kind of sentries. Also, these platforms are weird. They don't follow you, but they move to the right when you move to the right. So you have to sort of, like, study your movements to match its pace, I guess. It's something. This part you gotta stomp to make it down in time. Very satisfying. Let's try here where I just kind of bounce on the edges. Oh yeah, on this screen a giant boulder follows you, which actually foreshadows the second boss. Of one of his attacks, which you actually might not even see because there's like a very small chance he even uses it. Right, I forgot that I wait here. I remember now. That's how you do it. I almost got sneak attack there. So I mean, I don't know, this stage feels kind of short, to be honest, even though it's every stage is the same length. The screens just go by kind of fast. So this guy is a bit harder. Still relatively simple. Here's a bunch of attacks. Like, all the bosses in this game have quite a lot of attacks, and it only gets more, like, gets bigger as it goes on. And every boss is very, low and heavy. Which a lot of people won't like, but if you don't mind that, you'll probably have a fun time with these bosses, I think. So this guy, this time you gotta go underneath him, otherwise he does that. Little rascal. Right. That is a thing that happens. Yeah, this game is mainly action kind of orientated in terms of platforming. As you may have guessed with the enemies. That's the thing I forgot last time. Okay. Thankfully the feathers don't kill you. Do-do-do. Yeah, I mean, you know. So that's about, I mean, they're the 2 easy bosses. From here on out, every boss is like, well, actually, there's 1 easy boss left. But, to beat this game, you need to get a secret stage and a secret boss. Otherwise you can't access the true final boss. And this is the secret stage, which is like the hardest stage in the game by far. The boss included. With this wonderful first jump. So I wait there so I don't get caught by that guy on the cycle. And then this jump is kind of hard because of the increased fall speed. Yeah. So because the engine is different, you fall a lot faster, which unfortunately does make a difference. 35? Potentially, potentially. Almost definitely not, but potentially. Yeah, the first jump is pretty not great. But where is he? Dude! Okay, I don't know where his shot was there. My global cycle must have been off. This is like actually the hardest save in the stage, probably. So we get past this, we're in clear sailing for a bit. Potentially. Unfortunately, it's kind of long with the start of it. Come on. Little scump. Fall time is the charm. Let's go. Alright, we did it. Anytime where there's a drop in this game that looks even slightly difficult, it's harder than it looks because of the increased fall speed. Surprisingly, it's one of the only drawbacks of the engine. Alright, so... okay. So, the save points in this game levitate, which is quite upsetting, because you'll go to save and reset for a cycle, only to find that it levitated off the floor, so you didn't actually hit it. Alright. Alright. Hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. It will, probably. The save is hard. Trigger that out. And do essentially a plane at the end of the save. Alright, Sand Try is pretty decent for that. I'm very accustomed to spending uncomfortable amounts of time on that save. The timings of the sentries are very hard to manipulate in a couple of segments. And that final jump is a doozy. So here I wait again to manipulate that cycle. Stomp there. I'm gonna wait here because I went a bit later than normal. So we have our first mini-boss coming up. Well, technically this is actually the only mini-boss, but it appears 3 times. He has 3 attacks, 2 of which, well, 1 of which is really easy, the other 2 are kind of problematic. This is the easy one, because you just jump over him with no drawback. Nice. No, there are there's 10 secrets in this game. I've never gotten more than 3. Maybe I'm missing out on a secret, who knows. I believe Andres has all the secrets, so he would know. Alright, well that could have gone a bit better. But anyway, so this is the final save of the warehouse. Probably the longest save. See if we can make it go okay-ish. Wait, what am I doing? Hang on. That's how you do it. So the annoying part about this stage is the gas effect, which kind of makes it harder to see. Oh no. Oh no! Okay. So you get here and you're like, what do? You gotta shoot the wall, because... I mean, you can see a crack, but if you're under time pressure, you might not see it. I've always wondered how people react to that. If it's that easy to see amidst the visual blur. Alright, so this guy is probably, in my opinion, the hardest boss in the game. Well, it's the most upsetting boss. It's the boss that can have the most wrong with it happen. So the first phase is fairly trivial. He has like 3 attacks. You just do them. And now he's in his shield, so I can't hit him anymore until he does this. And this is where he gets hard. So in this attack you can't touch any buttons. He fires 5 lasers instead of 3 now. I don't like my space here, I'm kind of cramped. Okay, that was close. Back I go, I guess. Damn it. The dream. The visual effect makes everything a lot harder to read in the final phase, unfortunately. Upset. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I am sort of used to it though. So we live with what we get. Right, I need him to move or I'm gonna die. Okay, well that was questionable. If you don't kill those poisonifiers, then like you die by the time it's run out, but certain attacks make it so you pretty much can't get past him until he's jumped up. Basically, if you get that attack, it's bad. More often than not. I actually think it's coded so that he hardly ever does that attack, because I rarely ever see it. Poisonifiers, yeah. You mean the Weddenizer? Or something. I actually don't remember what it's called now. No, look. Green is the hardest attack in the fight. And getting it during purple, or during that part of the fight, is just too much to handle. Right, so that attack's a counter attack. If you hit him when he's flexing, you just kind of die. That's why you gotta pull back. Man. Out of everything in the run that I'm scared of, this is the guy that worries me the most and generally kills the most runs. If we get past this, I want to say it's clear sailing. Maybe. Maybe. If this is the run, I will draw a picture of Sonic after the run is over. Okay, I want to say that could have gone better, but it could also have gone a lot worse. Now we get to show you the game. Anyway, to get the true end, you have to be that guy. It's kind of a shame, because I think design-wise it's a lot... There's like a lot not great with it. Fortunately, the later bosses make up for it. Also, sour please. So this stage is really, really fun. It's also a really nice break after that last stage, which is, like I said, the hardest stage in the game. So the gimmick here is like the portals, which take you to certain places in the room. That part's also a bit tricky because of the increased fall speed. Right, there's also the lasers, but, you know, they're fine. So I do a lot of stomps and dashing here to try and get past this part a bit faster. I mean, you pretty much need to, but it's kind of a clown fiesta otherwise. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, it's tempting to jump to the beat, but unfortunately that would make certain segments a lot harder. And it's hard enough as it is, so I'll have to back out of that gamble for now. Also, that was a very unfortunate death. There you go. So there are almost definitely fast cycles for that part, although... Are they worth trying to find or trying to execute? Probably not. Oh god, I almost... It's like a miracle that I made that. Alright, so we're coming to the end of stage 3. Again, it's not really too long of a stage. The hidden stage is by far like the hardest. Although the later one comes kind of close. So this is like a nice break boss. The clone kid, or the robot kid. I don't really know what he's called. I don't think I named him. Alright. So when he gets to half HP, he gets this attack, which is really cool, actually. And he seems to be liking to do it every single time. I don't like where I am here. Dude, do something else. Okay. What a scamp, dude. Alright. Well. Alright. So the gimmick of this stage is gravity flipping. There's also a few little treats waiting, which you'll see soon. Alright, that jump is pretty hard. I feel like it's a common theme that the first save of each stage has like a pretty hard jump in it. Okay. Alright. Alrighty. That has never happened before. That tends to happen a lot in marathon runs. We're also approaching the one and only skip of the game. Actually, no, there's two. One of which is coming up. So here, rather than going around, you just kind of like leave the game for a moment. Because the ceiling has no border. So you can just kind of skip that save. It's nice, right? So these little rainbow things, when you shoot them, it flips your gravity. It's actually a pretty fun gimmick. I come to really like shooting things to implement gimmicks lately. Alright. Marathon look distant happen. I'm a big believer of that being a thing. It's not a myth. I mean, the game's already crashed once. Oh, by the way, coming up is the screen where the game usually crashes. If it does. Like here. So, I mean... Oh, it didn't crash. Oh, it's a miracle. Okay, we're good. It happens sometimes. But I guess we've already had our one crash of the day. Ah, it didn't fall. So that is nice. It's one relief. Alright. Alright, so this part, right, okay. Alright. So every good adventure speed game needs a Gravitron. And it changes the attack every 10 seconds. In the practice run that I just did a moment ago before starting this run, this took me 5 minutes. I want to believe it won't take that long this time. Alright. that run before the actual run paid off, I guess. So we're coming to the end of the stage now. Just got one more little part to do. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wait another cycle here because it seems kind of sketchy. Good enough. That was a decent Ragnarok minus the first save. Okay, so this boss is pretty hard. But it's really, really fair. Which, given that it's essentially an RZ boss, is funny. So I'll try and focus this one. It's all about reacting and positioning. Especially in phase 2. So in a moment he's going to do his transition attack. I want to stand next to him so there's a safe spot. And now this, the time between his attacks becomes incredibly small. So I become very reliant on struts. Damn it. Almost. Unfortunately, when he does that attack, the trick is to always be jumping backwards so that you can dodge his swipe if he does it. That's the one attack where if you are jumping, you will instantly die because the first, you'll fall into the next bullet. Ideally, you always have the distance so you don't need to... Well, you can react to that. That was a bit too enclosed. It happens. So one more charge shot, he's going to go into Fizz. Pick the side with more space. Right, he also heals. Sometimes. Oh, yeah. Get away from me. Alright. First playthrough, that guy feels like he can be very, very unfair, but it's actually a pretty, like, legit fight. It just takes a lot of attention to your position. Anyway, thankfully that didn't go too bad. One death is fine. It's acceptable. Okay, I thought the game had crashed there because it didn't load up. Alright, so this is the final stage of the game. With pretty intense platforming in parts. Nice. That part is kind of hard because you gotta time the global cycle for the little like raccoon, like beaver guy. I don't know what it is. The thing that fires blue things at you, as well as not bouncing too high on the springs. No. What a chump. So shoutouts if you recognize which Fangame this song is also used in. That isn't this. Right, he's... dead, apparently? What? I don't know why, like... There should be a robot there on the left, but for some reason he's not there. I don't know why. Like, there's no way I could have killed him. Anyway, whatever. So I trigger that guy's shot out and then jump up. Otherwise you kind of get a face full of bullets. Yeah, it's the Biff Fighting Cultured one, although I believe it's a different version of the song. And there we have the Elevator. I don't know how to kill that guy before the Eggman. Like, he's like in front of him. So if my bullet to hit him first, take some serious black magic. Alright, so you might recognize the guy coming up. We've seen him before. This little rascal. Oh dude, optimal strats. We even, you know, that is the dream. Saving all those seconds back that we lost on the boss. This run just turned from okay to magnificent. So there is a skip here where you can skip this trigger. So you're meant to move slower here. But if you jump in this a certain way, you actually skip the slowdown. Your gravity is still lowered, but It makes the part a bit easier. Which is cool, I think. Magnificent. Alright, so final screen of the game, platforming-wise. Also, because I didn't say this, but I mean, when I have a glow around me, it means that my gravity is being altered. If it's blue, it means I'm on low gravity. If it's red, it means I'm on high gravity. Ah. Which is, actually, I guess is like one of the gimmicks of this stage. Alright, not bad. And the final of the 3 mini-bosses. So this one you're fighting with low gravity. The previous one was with high gravity. Makes it kind of hard to dodge that attack sometimes, because of how high your jumps are. Oh yeah. Shoutouts to Wormy who found both of those skips. We're working on it, that's good. That's good. Well, let me know when it's back. In the meantime, I will... Okay, we're good. Alright. Alright. So basically the remainder of the game is 3 bosses. All of which are Sonic related. I will try and focus quite a bit on these bosses because they are fairly difficult. Hopefully we get the good RNG here. Alright. So these ones come back when he's empowered. Okay. I shot the wrong way. Less than ideal. Man, that was the worst place to get that. I could have still done it, but it's a mistake. Right, now I'm back here anyway. In phase 1 he has about, I don't know, like 6 attacks. And when he empowers, those 6 attacks all become harder. And he gains like 6 new attacks. So there's a lot to sort of remember for this guy. A lot of audio cues, a lot of visual cues. Okay, he likes this attack to them. Shoutouts to Farewell. No, not this. Not like this, man. Give me a break. Okay. Unfortunately, that attack is upsetting when he's enraged, because he can't. It's really hard to read the spiral that bursts from him. And sometimes a spiral can burst basically straight from where he lands into you, giving you no time to read the angle. Unfortunate, but it happens. Okay, better. Not again, man. Okay. Leave me alone. Ay. Okay, so basically that isn't the end. He empowers himself with the Chaos Emeralds. This boss, I actually think, is a much better boss. All the attacks feel a lot more better designed. It's really, really fun to play. So you can tell it's getting serious because the sky is turning red. Or orange, rather. And he is no longer Mechasonic, but Super Mechasonic. Alright. Yeah, not quite silver. Not yet. Spoilers. So now he gains like 6 more attacks in true robot boss fashion. Most of which are very, very screen shake orientated. Whew. That was close. Okay, good. You just had to do it, man. Alright, well, this attack is difficult. There's a very good chance he can't do that attack. Unfortunately, it seems that he always seems to do it right at the end of the fight. And due to the screen shake and the speed of them, I don't know, I mean, personally I find it incredibly hard to read. I just gotta stand in the corner and wriggle a bit. What a scamp. So, okay, it doesn't bode too well that on every boss I think so far I've died right at the end. And this boss, coming up, the final boss, is the longest boss. And the end is actually hard, consistently, so... if there's ever been a time to channel some inner luck, this is probably it. Anyway, this is Master Mechasonic, the final boss of the game. This guy has a ridiculous number of attacks over the course of the fight. You will never see every attack in like one run, even with multiple deaths. Because as soon as he goes into phase 2, his attack will grow to like 25 or 30 or something. So he is hoping we get some nice attacks. Wouldn't that be nice, eh? I think so. Also the best song in the game, by the way. There's a few attacks that can give you amazing damage. Unfortunately, we've gotten none of those so far. But yep, still not gotten any of them so far. No, this one's okay. Alright, so this is the transmission, or intermission. Transition, that's the word I was looking for. While he heals up a bit. And this is where the fight gets intense, or hard. You're basically hoping you don't get this attack, because, like I said before, it's usually quite upsetting. Okay. Also, it's terrible for damage. So at 150 HP, he flips the screen for 3 attacks. And we get the worst attack. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Alright. Thankfully, we got some nice angles there. Dude, get out of here with this. Give me something nice. I mean, this is okay. So he's gonna flip back now that he's done his 3 attacks. At 50 HP, he goes into his final attack. So 1 more attack left. So we'll go into final attack now. Almost. In true fashion, the end of the fight is the questionable part. Yeah, I know, I mean, because I was prepared for it, it didn't really sting as badly. It's sort of more normal. Alright, so now we're waiting for the next phase. We actually got better damage this time, so we can get here a bit faster. Alright. Maybe this time we will not get every single hardest attack. But who knows? Maybe. Shoutouts to JoJo. So you may recognize this from the first boss. All the way back then. 47 minutes ago. Feels like so long. Okay, there's a safe spot for that. Really? With this? Oh my god. Wow. Cut me some slack, Sonic. Buddy. One more attack before final, probably. It might be 2 more, actually. I don't know if I can... Oh, no, it should be 1 more. Assume I hit him here. Alright. This time, maybe. Maybe not. Unfortunately, when I submitted this, there was a very real reality that the run might not finish. I keep on dying there. Or in other parts. But hey, we have 10 more minutes, so we'll see what happens. Do what I can. Yeah, I really wish there was like a quick kill. I mean, there's like no way to skip his healing phase, sadly. Or any of his shields. As cool as that would be. What makes it so punishing as a speed game is if you die on the final attack, it's like 4 minutes gone. Or close to that, at least. Depending on the attacks you get. Okay. Something funny happens there when, if you jump it as the attack explodes, you can sort of... I don't want to say it because it sounds like an excuse, but it does feel like your jump gets sort of eaten. But... unfortunate. Ideally, that attack just doesn't come up because not only is it bad for damage, but it's also very, very... well, it's kind of long and difficult to get in the safe spot for. I will follow you up on that, Alex. You and me both. Yeah, so sorry this run hasn't been too amazing. Things haven't quite gone as well as I'd hoped. Both in a playing perspective and also in terms of RNG things. Hopefully we can finish it out, at least. I would like to. Alright, we're going straight into final because of the damage on that attack. Third time's the charm, maybe. We did it! We didn't die a third time. Alright. Well, at least we got to see the end. We got to see the follow-through. I'm quite glad that I actually managed to get there as consistently as I was, but it's just a shame that we kept on dying to the end of fights. But that is the name of the game. We met the estimate, at least. Anyway, that was Defeat the Robot. Sorry that didn't go amazingly, but hopefully it was somewhat enjoyable to watch. It is a fun game. If you are a fan, or if you're into, or if you don't mind low and heavy bosses, I would recommend this because the Sonic fights, like the last 3, are all really fun to play. Yeah, it's a fun game. It has its faults, but it's fun. And hopefully it was, yeah, good.
Good run, man.
Yeah, well, it was underestimated, so that's good enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was entertaining above all.
Well, yeah, hopefully people liked it. I'd be glad if they did.
Yeah, you're onto it, man. Sweet, so anything else you want to say before we hand it over to Redye with his Domu run?
No, well, thanks for watching, thanks for having me, and good luck to Redeye for the Domu run. And yeah, have a good marathon, guys.
Sweet as, sweet as. So we'll hop over to Redye, or actually, sorry, we'll hop over to the transition screen.